Hello everybody and welcome to today's stream. I hope you are all doing great. I'm doing great. I'll be better if I had slept anything at all this past night, but alas, not the case. So basically that means that I need to take a nap before for a write, which is not very good because I have meetings all day. But that means that I'm going to share with you my technique to be able to write even when I'm completely knackered. Let me preface this video by saying that you should prioritize rest. Rest is very important. And, not wanting to get too personal, but there was a period in my life where I didn't prioritize rest, and my body then cashed in the check, and I couldn't write for 6 months. Like literally my brain almost stopped working for 6 months. It was the scariest experience that I've had in my entire life. It was super scary. I didn't know if I was going to improve or anything. So yeah, sleep. But it sometimes happens that we are sleepy, we are tired, but just because we have a bad night like I had today, or sometimes we just don't have the motivation or the energy, or the creative juices are not flowing. So we still want to progress. We still want something to do. And what I want to tell you today is that you should take this into account when you are setting up your pipeline. Right? When you're setting up your pipeline. Now, we already talked about what I think is, one of the two key criteria to set up your pipeline, which is difficulty, like target rank. So, right? So this is my column here, grade. This is the grade of the journal in the French journalist. So JIT is 2, ISR is 1, MISQ is 1. Okay, so you need a nice mix and with a little bit of a bias towards like smaller journals, so that you keep your publication pipeline healthy and flowing. Okay, but the second one is this super important one here, which I call status, which is basically a proxy on how much cognitive effort do you need to put in a paper. Okay, so for me, the lowest cognitive effort is for analyzing data and for reading. Okay, I can do that with very little sleep and being very tired. There's also this expression that you should write drunk and edit sober. So I occasionally, and this is obviously you shouldn't drink, but I mean you shouldn't drink in the sense that that you're inebriated and then you go to work. But but the point is that it's useful if your mind has less defenses when you're writing. So for me, sleep works like that, or lack thereof works like that. So sometimes I'll write my first drafts when I'm a little bit sleepy, where my brain doesn't have time to feel insecure and so on. It's the words that are already on the paper. So yeah, I'll do that. So basically what I'll do is I'll make sure that my papers are at different stages from revising that's where, so that's when I'm doing reverse outlines or editing the paper. This I need to be like, slept like 9 hours, be, in the zone, because I need to catch myself doing mistakes. Okay, so really need to be 100% here. Okay, outlining needs to be okay. Maybe not 9 hours, but 7 hours. I need to be awake for outlining, because this is where like the ideas are getting on the paper. And even sometimes brainstorming, I need to be awake for that. So, and this is, what is this paper going to be about? But then analyzing and drafting, that I can be asleep. So I always make sure that I have at least two papers in stages where I can, if I'm feeling demotivated or sleepy or stupid, sometimes I feel stupid, that I can still work, I can still progress my research, I can still push the pipeline, that, I'm sort of like not wasting time. If it is at the way, this year has been very rough for me. Being a father is really important for me. I have seen very little of my son this year because of travel restrictions. I've had days like, that have like completely gone to waste because of that. Like really, like, I was like psychologically, I was like in a really bad place, really sad. So I just take the day off. It's okay. Taking days off, it's okay. It's there's no point in like pushing through if you need a day off. That's why I put the word cognitive on the top. This is like when you're sleepy, when you're tired, when you're not in the mood, when things are not flowing, when the brain is not working. Okay, when you are emotionally off, unless sometimes it helps, like you're like coding and you sometimes you find like this super cool piece of code and you feel proud and wow, this is such a cool piece of data. That definitely can be energizing, even emotionally. But I've definitely had days where, no, I wasn't there. So I just took the day off, played some games. That's what I like to do. I played some games, watched some movies, went for a drive, the Little Lotus, and just take the day off. Do not feel guilty for taking this off, If you are emotionally not there. If you are cognitively not there, then just make sure that you have papers that are at a stage that you can work on when you are tired. Okay? So be mindful. This is super important. Super important. This is the difference between putting in your 3 hours of writing every day and not. Because we're not at the, outlining, editing level every day. We are not. Okay? We are not. But, in those days, just, sit down and read and take good reading notes. Just go through your data and code. Do some outlining. Draw some pictures about what you're going to, what are your thoughts about the paper, And some, I tell you, like, it has surprised me sometimes, the ideas that I have had under conditions of lack of sleep. Okay, so that's my tip. Make sure that you have a pipeline where papers are at different levels of cognitive demand upon you, that you have things to work on when you're 100%, and when you're 100%, work on those things. Don't go and code. Go and edit, okay? Save the coding for when you're sleepy, when you're tired, when you don't feel like it, okay? When you're not motivated, go and code. And just make sure that you have things at all of these stages. Super key rule, second criterion for a pretty good pipeline. Okay, so I hope this was useful, guys and girls. Hope everybody has a great week. So what I did is I switched, like tomorrow will be, this was a video for tomorrow, I'm doing it today, so tomorrow live writing. So I hope to catch everybody there. So have a great time. Good luck for your writing.